Hey guys, Bob Brennaman. I'm back here with you today covering another Ask Bob question, and today's kind of a variation of a question I get asked a lot. And people ask me, what are some of the top things that you think would draw us to Mount Pleasant? And I'm just going to do 3 of them today. I'm not going to do them in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of talk and share as we go. One of the things that I think is a big draw to Mount Pleasant is the shopping and the grocery stores, proximity to downtown Charleston and all the shopping is down there. I will start by being honest with you. I am not a shopper. I shop on Amazon. If I can get it in a couple of minutes, that's the way I like to shop. But I do have a wife and I have a teenage daughter who love to shop. They have told me that the shopping is awesome. My daughter spends a lot of time down on King Street, which is anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, 25 minutes to most places in Mount Pleasant. And then your grocery stores, I think I've mentioned before on video, is that we have more grocery stores per capita than any place in the United States, and we've added ones here recently. We added the Greenwise, which is a Publix branded, kind of like a Whole Foods type deal, but it's kind of a different, unique kind of grocery store setup. We also have Aldi, we have Trader Joe's, we have Whole Foods, Harris Teeter, all of the major brands, and they're here, and it makes, I think, if you're, like grocery stores like to shop, that's nice. We also have some really well-managed outdoor shopping complexes. The town center being one of them, not to be confused with the center of town, but it's just right by the Isle of Palms connector, and it's centrally located. We have the shops at Bell Hall, which are really nice. Seaside Farms is another nice shopping complex. And many of the shopping complexes you're not gonna see from the street. That's kind of the way the town of Mount Pleasant wants it. They wanna have it set back behind trees. So again, if you're riding around, you may not see some of the shopping, but I think it's definitely a nice thing to have. And I did, pull a little factoid when I was doing some research for this. We have 88,000 residents in Mount Pleasant right now. There are 6,000 businesses, and there were 1,471 new businesses added last year. I do think, in reading that statistic, I would say that we are, you look at that, there's probably a lot of at-home businesses that are counting into that, because I don't think we have 6,000. That would seem like a lot of businesses for 80-something thousand people, but that's just my take on that. Another thing that's great about living in Mount Pleasant is access to the beaches. So you've got 2 beaches nearby. You've got the beach on Isle of Palms, which is situated between the Intercoastal Waterway and the Atlantic Ocean. It's just minutes from anywhere in Mount Pleasant. Pristine beaches, a marina, championship tennis and golf, boating, fishing, and numerous water sports. And that is, that would be the beach if you lived in North Mount Pleasant or Central Mount Pleasant. Isle of Palms would be a good beach for you to access. Then we also have Sullivan's Island, which is on the southern end of Mount Pleasant towards the Charleston Harbor. And Sullivan's Island is just the quintessential southern island. It's not very trafficked. It's mainly primary residents, so there's not a whole lot of short-term rentals. They did away with that a long time ago or phased them out. So it's not very transient, not very fast-paced. And I'll be honest, if I could live anywhere in Charleston and money was not an object, I would live on Sullivan's Island. I would live on the end towards Charleston, which is Thompson and that area down there. Just a great place to raise kids. I have clients that have bought down there and live there as primary residents without kids, and I have people that are using it as a second home. So that is another reason I think being in Mount Pleasant is awesome, is that you can access 2 really awesome beaches. The final thing I'll hit on today about what's great about living in Mount Pleasant is the school districts. So, and I always say this, whether you have kids, you don't have kids, or you plan to have kids, or they're grown, whatever, you're going to need good school systems for resale. So I think it's important that you, when you're looking at Charleston, is that I always think about real estate as what's my exit strategy? And I think that it's important to look at, you're always, with good school districts, you're going to have a good exit strategy because it's going to be high demand. Mount Pleasant schools, Wando High School, one of the best public high schools in the United States. We're adding another public high school that'll open in 2020, which is the Lucy Beckham High School. Will serve more or less the southern and central part of Mount Pleasant. So that's exciting. We have, I believe, 10 primary and secondary schools in Mount Pleasant, and all of them, with the exception of Bell Hall Elementary, I believe, have been rebuilt in the last 10 to 12 years or even newer than that. So state-of-the-art school facilities for sure. So that kind of covers what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, just bringing you up to speed, again, answering the question about what makes Mount Pleasant so great to live. And again, this is just those 3 points I rattled off, no particular order. really just my take on things. And if you want more of my commentary, or you want to set up a time for us to talk about, go over your real estate goals, whether it's in Mount Pleasant, Daniel Island, anywhere in the Charleston area, the Brennaman Group can help get you moved here, buy a second home. And we just appreciate you letting us help you and watching this video. If you want to reach us, you can call us at 843-345-6074, and you can always reach us on the web at brennamangroup.com. Till next time, y'all.